Well, he's the same. They're going to perform the operation tomorrow.
What are his chances of working again?
Tony says it's 50-50. The CAT scan showed that the bullet was lodged very close to the spine.
His mental attitude.
Well, I'm doing everything I can to cheer him up.
How are you holding up, then?
I'll be all right. I can't break down. I have to be strong for him, you know.
Yeah, I know that. But you're hearing for the review boards tomorrow, too, isn't it?
Yeah, I haven't really thought about that. Have you seen Robert? Do you know where he is today?
Yeah, I know where he is. He's now with the immigration people, making sure that Pilgrim and his friends will be deported once they serve their time.
Yeah. Good. If we can be sure they can't come back into this country, then everything we did will be worthwhile.
Yeah. You worried about facing the board tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm worried. They could fire me from being police chief.
They could, but that's not going to happen.
Oh, come on, Sean. I helped Duke escape. I pretended he was dead. I was harboring a criminal.
Don't worry about it. If the WSB has anything to say at all, don't worry about it.
What do you mean? This is a police matter. WSB can't have anything to do with it.
You try and tell Robert that one, huh?
Robert can't help me, and neither can you. I appreciate the sentiment, however.
Hey. Let's not count your old WSB buddies out just yet. I think Robert's going to have a hell of a lot to say about that.
What's Robert going to do?
I don't know. Have to find that one out yourself tomorrow.
Oh, Tiffany's here for you.
Okay. Excuse me.
Okay.
Take care.
Nurse McManus, this is going to...
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a lot of work, but I hope it's going to be worth it.
Okay, I got to get back to the hospital.
Hey, we'll come with you, all right? All right.
Yeah, I'd like to see Duke. Are you going to come with us?
Oh, sure. If we're going to do this thing, we got to get Duke's cooperation as soon as possible.
Listen, Bobby, if Sean and Tiffany come by, will you fill them in?
Oh, sure, I'm off. I'll be here.
Okay, see you guys later.
All right.
All right. Okay.
Hi. What's going on? We came to see Duke.
Can he have visitors?
Yeah, I think as long as you don't stay too long.
How is he?
What are you going to do about the bullet in the spine? We're going to operate in the morning.
Oh, no.
Listen, Duke is going to need all the support he can get, okay? What are his chances? I wouldn't operate if he didn't have a good chance, Frisco.
Can we see him?
Yeah, just for a few minutes. Hey, listen, Anna's in there, so why don't you just give her a little bit with him, okay? Yeah.
Come on, Duke. You've got to eat something.
I'm not hungry.
You must. This is the last chance you're going to have to eat anything before your operation. Open up. Oh, sorry. It's not so bad, is it?
No, I've had enough. I don't want any more.
Darling, you've got to keep your strength up. I want you well for Christmas. You should hear Robin talk about it. She talks about you incessantly. She's very happy we're all going to be together for Christmas, you know. It'll be different to last year. Last year was so hectic that the holidays just went by and, you know, before we knew it. And this year it's going to be different. It's going to be such a great Christmas, Duke.
Anna, stop it.
Please, Duke.
You're talking about a fantasy. It's nothing to do with the reality.
That's not true.
The reality is I won't be spending Christmas with you or with Robin. The reality is even if I come out of the surgery and I'm able to walk, I'll be in prison, so please don't dream the impossible.
They're not impossible dreams. What's happened to you, Duke? What's happened to you? You were talking about our lives together and how wonderful it was going to be. You even asked me to tape out your engagement ring in the catacombs, and you were in a far worse situation then.
I was able to stand on my own 2 feet then. I wouldn't have said those things if I'd known I'd be paralyzed.
You're not going to be paralyzed. You are not going to be disabled. You're going to be fine.
Okay. You go ahead and dream if it makes you feel any better.
Oh, come on, Duke, please.
Hi, can we come in?
Yes.
So we could talk to you for a minute. How are you feeling?
Well, thank you for coming in.
You look good. You look a lot better than the last time we saw you.
He's a little tired.
Yeah, I know. We just came by to see how you were doing.
Tony said you're having surgery tomorrow morning?
That's what I hear.
Well, hell, you don't have anything to worry about. My brother is the best, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, you're gonna be fine when this whole thing's over.
Oh, that's what I've been telling him all day.
Anna? Oh, let's go, Felicia. Hi.
Hi.
How you doing, Duke?
Better, Bride. Thank you.
Anna, I thought you would like to know we're getting ready to take Bert Ramsey down to the state hospital.
Oh, yeah, I'd like to say goodbye to him. You going with him to the
Yes.
hospital? That's good. Maybe you two would keep Duke company for a while.
Well, if he doesn't mind, we don't mind.
Yeah. Say goodbye to Bert for us.
Yeah, I will. I'm not too sure whether he'll be able to understand there. Duke. I'm gonna go now. Maybe Frisco and Felicia will be able to persuade you that our life's gonna be just fine one day. Listen, I know what you must be feeling, and I don't want you to be frightened, and I don't want you to worry, because we're all here for you, and we're all going to miss you. And you're going to be back, and you're going to be the Bert we know and love, and I'm certainly going to come visit you. So...
Don't worry, Chief. A lot of the men from the precinct will be visiting Bert. Bert's gonna have plenty of company.
Thanks a lot, Neil.
Buzz, I'm gonna take him to the hospital myself.
Thank you, Brian. Sure. Bert will be comforted having you along. Anna, he's going to be all right.
You promise that?
He's going to have the very best of care.
There's every reason to believe that he's gonna pull out of this okay.
Well, I pray you're both right.
Dr. Stray, report to radiologist Jack. Dr. Stray, report to radiologist
Thank you. I'm glad you were here to say goodbye.
He doesn't even know who I am.
Oh, I
Buzz.
think he does. He just can't tell you he does.
I don't know how this happened. He was such a good man. Such a fine policeman.
It's hard to tell what makes any man snap, Anna. Something broke deep down inside him. But it can be fixed.
Yeah. I hope you're right. And we'll get him back here, the good, fine man we all know.
So, after we came from your club this morning, we started thinking. We came up with an idea that we like and we think you're gonna love.
What is it?
Well, we have to wait for Jake. He should be here just any minute.
Jake, what's going on?
Well, you'll find out as soon as Jake gets here. Just be patient.
That's right. We don't want to spoil the surprise.
I think you really should tell me. I don't think I'm in fit shape for many surprises.
Ah, Jake, glad you made it.
We waited for you to tell Duke our idea.
How you doing, Duke?
I've been better. It's nice to see you all here. Now, what is this surprise?
I think you're gonna love it.
Well, if you're gonna wave a magic wand and all my troubles will disappear, then I guarantee, yes, I will like it.
Well, that's one thing we don't have is a magic wand, but hopefully this will make some of your troubles go away. Jake, why don't you tell him about it?
Oh, come on, this is your idea. I think you should tell him.
Yes, but you're the legal man. You have to tell him.
Yeah.
Tell me what?
All right. Here's the deal, Duke. Patrick and Terry have the money to lease your nightclub, and they want to do it.
We want to make it a co-op venture with everybody in the whole Brownstone.
Right. Terry and I can provide the entertainment. Felicia can take care of the books and also act as hostess.
And Tiffany could do the publicity. Sean could be the general manager.
Jake's willing to do the legal work, and Bobby She could be the overseer.
I can see you're all excited by this, but why would you want to do it?
Well, because if somebody doesn't do something really fast, you're going to lose the club. And we want it to be there waiting for you.
Not to mention that we are completely jobless and we just need to make a living.
I brought along paper for you to sign, Duke. Gives me power of attorney if you agree.
I don't know what to say.
We promise we'll do our best to make the club just as successful as you made it.
And once you're well, get back on your feet again, you're gonna have the hottest club in Port Charles. Huh? What do you think?
I can't believe that you'd all do this. Especially after what I put you through.
You did what you did to save Frisco. We're just returning the favor.
What we have in mind, Duke, is for the proceeds to go to you. Proceeds from the lease, that is. It'll go in escrow, of course, until you get back.
And meanwhile, we can work out the budget for the reopening.
What do you think, huh?
I'm very touched. Thank you. Of course I'll do it. You know, the club is closed while the police gather evidence.
Well, we have a few strings that we're pulling on that end, too, Duke.
Which reminds me, don't say anything about this to Anna, all right? I want to give her over to the Brownstone and give her all the details later, all right?
Here, Duke. The dotted line.
I'll be just sign right there.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Duke.
Oh, thank you all. You're saving my life, you know.
You're gonna come out of this surgery just fine.
And if you cooperate, turn in state's evidence, it's a pretty good bet you're not going to spend much time in prison.
Besides, we're not doing this out of the goodness of our hearts. We need jobs.
Everybody's really excited about it. Just don't tell Anna, all right?
I won't.
Okay.
This should give you some hope for the future, Duke. Anna, too. Okay, we're all set. I'll get started on the lease agreement first thing tomorrow.
And we'll get started cleaning up the old club and get it ready for reopening, right?
As soon as we get Anna's approval.
We'll fill in on all the details as soon as she can come by the Brownstone.
Are you guys still here?
We were just leaving, Tony.
Yeah. I hope we didn't tire you out too much.
No, thank you. I feel better now than I have since I got here.
Well, that's good news. Yeah. What time's surgery? 7 o'clock. Now I'm gonna take a look at you, all right?
Good luck, Duke.
Thank you.
Hi.
Anna.
Anna? Did you see Bert?
Yes, it is.
How is he? Any improvement?
I don't think he actually understands what's happening to him.
It's hard to believe a man like Bert could just burn out like that.
Well, it's obvious he's been sick for a long time. Nobody saw it.
Buzz and Brian think that there'll be a full recovery, however.
He'll face prison when he does. It's not exactly something to look forward to, is it?
Duke, the law can be very forgiving under certain circumstances, and I want you to remember that.
I'll try.
Well, we better go. Take care, all right?
Get lots of rest, and we'll be thinking about you.
I'll see you now.
Thank you.
I'll be right back, okay?
Anna? You think you can come by the Brownstone later? We have an idea we want to pass by you.
Yeah, I'll come by. What is it about?
We have to run. We could talk about it later. If you could come by.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Okay.
I'll see you, Tony. Anna.
Merci, Tony.
Yeah,
I'll follow you guys out.
Oh, Tony, I want to talk to you about it. It's Duke. I'm really worried about him.
Anna, he's in real good shape for the surgery.
No, it's not that. It's his mental attitude. He's so depressed, and he's really convinced that he's never going to walk again.
That is a pretty normal reaction.
Well, I'm sure it is, but I just want you to talk to him. You just make sure he realizes it's going to be fine.
I have talked to him, but I have to tell him the truth. At the same time, he's got a 50-50 chance that he can either come out of this all right, or he could come out paralyzed.
I'm very hopeful, though.
Depends on how you look at a glass of water. Is it half full or is it half empty? Look, off the record, I believe in my heart that this surgery is going to be successful, okay?
Yeah, okay, I'll go with that, on or off the record.
Good. And are you doing okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Well, I mean that you've got a police review board tomorrow. Are you all right about that?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm all right. I'm not worried about tomorrow. What I'm concerned about is that Duke believes he's going to be all right. Yeah, thanks, Duke.
Hello, everybody. I'm glad you two could make it.
Bobby, did you fill them in?
She certainly did, and I think it's a wonderful idea.
Well, let's back up here a little bit. First things first, what did Duke think about all this?
Duke loved the idea. Signed over power of attorney to me. I'm going to sign it. I'm going to write up the leases tomorrow.
The only problem we have right now is with the police. We have to get the padlock off the front door of that club. If we do that, we're in business.
You know, Duke must have really been grateful for this fiscal. I mean, if he's convicted and he goes to prison, they could sell the club right out from under him.
Well, that's our thinking exactly. So we're doing this so we'll have something to come home to.
And if this goes really well, this is going to be a nice nest egg for him.
And we'll all be working together.
Ah, Anna, come on in.
How's Duke? Oh, he's depressed. He seemed a lot better, though, after you've been there.
Well, I hope so, because we all have a fantastic idea, but we're going to need your help to make it work.
Well, what do you need?
Well, we are a dedicated group of hardworking people for the Brownstone Co-op. We'd like to reopen Duke's Club.
I have a signed power of attorney right here.
Mm-hmm. Terry and Patrick have agreed to put up the money for the lease. And I'm going to do the publicity.
Sean is going to take care of the managerial end of it, and Jake's going to handle the legal end, and Bobby's going to crack the whip and make sure the operation goes smoothly.
And then, of course, Briscoe and Terry will sing, and I'll do the books.
Now, that's where you come in, Anna. We need your official okay to unlock the club.
We have a lot of work to do if we're going to get the place ready for a benefit in a week. What benefit?
Well, we figured we could donate the funds we made the first night, this benefit, to the Duke Lavery Fund to pay for his legal and medical bills.
Oh, boy. I'm real touched, thank you. And I'm sure Duke was, too.
He loved the idea. Now, what can we do to get that padlock taken off?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I can help you.
What do you mean, I don't know if I can help you?
You're the chief of police. If you can, who can?
Wait until tomorrow's hearing.
I told you not to worry about it.
I know you did, but, you know, I have to face the reality of tomorrow, and they are going to hit me with every wrong thing I've ever done. And I don't think they're going to care about reasons. Don't get me wrong. I don't mean to dampen your enthusiasm. It's a wonderful, wonderful giving idea. But until I face that board tomorrow, I don't have the authority to help you.
They can't take away your job.
They can, yes. It's exactly what they can do. After tomorrow, I really may not be chief of police here.
Well, you know what they say about early birds and stuff like that?
Yes, he catches the worm.
True, but that's not why I called.
What can I help you with?
Listen, I'm trying to get hold of Frisco.
Oh, well, did you try his apartment?
Yeah, but I didn't get an answer. I thought you might be able to give me a clue.
I'm sorry, Robert, but I just got up and I haven't seen either one of them. Oh, hold on. Looks like I spoke too soon. Shuttle just arrived.
Where's everybody in the Brownstone? We should all be together and discuss reopening
Frank,
Duke's
there's no
Club.
time to waste.
We're gonna breakfast is on us today, obviously.
Well, I think that's a great idea, but can you wait 2 minutes? Can you talk to Robert?
That's Robert?
Yeah, he's been trying to get some money.
Yeah. Robert, Frisco.
Listen, mate, I got another favor to ask you.
Fine. You just name it.
I'll start the coffee.
Thanks, honey.
Good morning.
It's good about it.
Did we get up on the wrong side of bed?
To have got up on the wrong side of bed would imply that I had slept.
You didn't sleep?
No, not even close.
Well,
Not all night.
nobody has a better reason, I guess.
I can't help it. I can't stop thinking once I start, you know? It's like when we lost Robin last autumn.
Yeah, well, that was rough on all of us.
You didn't know whether she was alive or dead. It's sort of the same situation as Duke now.
He's a strong guy. He's not going to give up without a fight.
Yeah, but the worst part is not knowing. Is not knowing whether he goes in for this surgery and he still won't be able to walk.
Look, it's been my experience that when you're not sure what's down the road, well, you just sit around and let the road bring it to you. Worrying never solved a problem.
I know. I'm really thankful you've been here with me all this time. I couldn't have done it on my own.
Listen, while I'm around, you're never going to be lonely.
Mm-hmm. I want to ask you something.
Sure.
Where were you at 3 o'clock this morning when I needed you?
Well, I heard you moving about in there. I thought you were working on your tango routine.
Oh, dear, that seems like years away.
Yeah, I didn't mean to upset you. I know you're worried about the review board.
No, I'm not. I'm more worried about Duke. If this operation doesn't work, he could be paralyzed for the rest of his life.
You know, it's perfectly normal to be a little uptight before surgery.
I'm a little more than uptight, Amy.
Well, it's really no big deal. I mean, they cut into people left and right around this place. It's really pretty routine stuff.
Well, it's certainly easy for you to say. You're not about to have your future decided by a room full of people that you hardly know.
Wow, that's really amazing, isn't it? I mean, it's just like your criminal trial. There you have a dozen people that you've never even met deciding your fate. I mean, you never even got to show them your good side or anything.
Well, thank you for reminding me of that.
Oh, you can't let the little things get you down. Tony Jones is like the most wonderful surgeon. If I required surgery that needed that kind of life and death sort of precision, I would definitely want him on my team.
It's very comforting. Thank you, Amy.
And look at the bright side. As soon as you recover from surgery, you're going to be able to get right back up on your feet and face the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm. I'm just hoping that it won't be behind bars.
Well, at least you have the right people behind you. I mean, Anna Devane and Robert Scorpio are no slouches when it comes to getting people out of trouble. I've seen what they can do. I mean, I know from personal experience. Did you know that Ginny was on trial for murdering Terry's father? I mean, nobody would ever...
Do you ever talk about the things that ordinary nurses discuss? You know, the weather, the holidays, or...
Sorry, I was just trying to take your mind off your troubles, that's all.
Well, I understand that, and I appreciate your effort. But I could use a couple of minutes on my own.
Sure, I understand.
Amy?
Yep.
It's nothing personal.
No, it's okay. It's fine.
Morning.
Morning, Tony.
I heard you didn't sleep too well last night.
I've have a lot of things on my mind.
I can understand that.
Everything's set for the surgery.
Yeah. Listen, Duke, don't be afraid.
I'm not afraid of the surgery. I'm afraid of life after surgery.
What do you mean?
Just being paralyzed for the rest of my life.
You mean the way your father was?
Yeah, the way he was. I watched the life drain out of my mother, drop by drop, day after day, after his accident.
And you think the same thing is going to happen to Anna's life?
I won't let the same thing happen to Anna.
Duke, you have got to change your attitude before we go into surgery. Believe me, it's going to make a hell of a lot of difference.
Yeah, 50-50 chance that my whole life decided on the flip of a coin.
You know, I'm really surprised at you. I thought you were a gambler.
Those odds aren't the best when you're betting on your life.
Well, how about an update on reopening the club, huh?
Well, here, you
Like the
first.
bell.
Yeah, well, I hope this is a surprise I'm waiting for.
Good morning.
Come in, please.
Morning.
Yeah, thanks for coming by.
Yeah, I was just leaving the station when I got your message.
Well, I really appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Oh, good morning, everybody.
Would you like some breakfast?
No, I've already eaten, thanks.
How about some coffee?
How about some coffee?
Coffee, yeah, I got time for coffee.
Sure, sit down. What are you rushing
Not too so early in the morning, huh?
Well, I gotta get to that police board review hearing, you know.
For Anna?
Yeah.
I think it is absolutely ridiculous that Anna's motives could ever be questioned.
Well, I'm sure Captain Lewis can do a lot of things to get Anna out of trouble.
How does it look for her? I can't discuss the case here. Is this the reason you asked me over here?
No, actually, Captain, it's not. I have a favor to ask of you.
Well, come on, tell me. I gotta get out of here.
Have the police finished their investigation of Duke Lavery's club over there?
Yeah, a couple of days ago.
We need to get in there.
That's not possible. It's locked up tighter than a drum.
Ah, here comes the favor part.
We need you to get us in there.
Don't tell me. You left your guitar there.
It's our club. We rented it.
We are preparing for the opening benefits of Duke's new club.
Our new club.
Whoa, wait a minute. Did I miss something here? Yeah, Duke Lavery is in the hospital facing surgery and probably a prison sentence. Well, right?
Yes, that's exactly why we're throwing him a benefit on opening night.
That brings up a very interesting point. Why are you throwing a benefit for a known criminal?
Duke Lavery is not your run-of-the-mill criminal.
After all, he saved Robert Scorpio's life, and he helped nail Bert Ramsey.
And all the other crooks.
And you think that's enough to get me to open the doors, right?
Well, we happen to have a lease, too.
Oh. Well, now that makes more sense than anything else you told me so far.
Well, I learned it from you at the academy.
Come on, don't bring me into this, huh?
No, you always said a good cop goes by the books, but he always keeps his humanity, right?
Yeah, but I think I was talking about helping little old ladies across the street, not putting criminals back on them.
Will you help us? Please?
Do I have a choice?
No.
All right.
You're the best. You are terrific. Thank you.
So how's Duke? He's had a pretty bad time. He thinks he's going to end up paralyzed, as well as ruin Anna's life in the process.
Well, paralysis is a possibility.
Well, it's not something I'm going to let him dwell on. I'm not going to operate until he's in a better frame of mind.
He can't hold off on his surgery too much longer, Tony.
I know that, Yank, but attitude has a lot to do with a patient's recovery from surgery.
Well, I'm not saying that positive thinking isn't important, but what are you going to do now?
I need Anna. That's the only thing that'll give him something to live for. Could you do me a favor, Amy?
Anything. Oh, except babysitting
No, it
tonight.
is not about babysitting. I need Anna Devane on the phone, please.
Sure, I'll try it at home.
Thanks.
Has Steve Hardy asked about our part in Duke's escape plan?
No, and in this case, no news is good news.
Yeah, well, it's easy for you to say. You're a new member of the staff. I'm just a resident. My career's on the line.
I would never let them blame you, okay? Now, when I agreed to help them, I knew that we might get in trouble, all right? But it's my responsibility.
I have run the line.
Thanks. Anna?
How is he?
Well, he's all right. Nothing has changed, but he needs some help. He's having a difficult time, and I know that you've got your own set of problems this morning, but I was just wondering if you could come by for a little while.
Oh, yeah, I'll be right there.
Thanks.
I think I've figured out a good defense for the review board hearing.
That was Tony.
Duke?
Yeah, he needs me. He's having trouble.
I think we can spare a few minutes before the hearing.
I love him. I never thought I'd love anyone again like that.
Yeah, I felt the same way until I met Holly.
Well, now it looks like I could lose Duke.
Come on, you're supposed to be giving the guy some hope.
Yeah. You know, in some awful way, I feel like I'm being punished for what I did to you.
That was a long time ago, and it's water under the bridge.
Oh, I just wish I hadn't been so hard on Duke.
I wish you'd stop being so hard on yourself. Look, I remember how I felt when I discovered that you'd saved my life. All I could think about was the bad times I'd given you.
It'd be nice if we could see into the future, wouldn't it?
Save us a lot of pain.
Yeah. I'm not losing this time, Robert. I lost you. But I'm not going to lose him. Nothing can take him away from me. I'm going to fight.
Yeah, what can we do for you, Tom?
Well, nothing for me, really. It's I'm here about Duke, too. The shop stewards and the union are planning to bring him up on charges of misusing the union funds.
That's not fair.
Oh, great. That's all Duke needs right now is some more legal troubles.
Yeah, I know that you've got kind of a reputation of being, the champion of the underdog. So I was thinking if you could talk to the guys, maybe we can do something to stop them before they file the formal charges.
I thought that was up to the district attorney.
Yeah, it is, but the way that the union members feel is bound to sway the district attorney in some way.
Yeah, but I think Tom is right. I think you should go over there. Try and stop this thing before it starts.
Why don't you go too, Sean, because the guys trust you.
Yeah,
Good
that's
idea.
a good idea. You two go to the meeting, and I'll see you at Duke's later.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
Now, Anna, you do understand why this is so critical, don't you?
Yes. You want me to convince Duke that he will walk after this operation?
We have to stop him from comparing his father's condition with his. See, his real fear is that he's going to ruin your life.
He needs a dash of positive thinking. Remember, it was part of the WSB training. He should be good at it.
That's right. We were taught that if any agent regarded his mission as impossible, then he usually failed.
And that's it, exactly. I can't operate on him until he believes that he can recover.
I'll do my best.
Thank you.
Good luck.
And last but not least, Tony needs one more set of x-rays before he does surgery. So...
Can I talk to him for a while? Thanks, Amy.
Thank you. I didn't expect to see you here.
Why not?
Isn't your review board meeting scheduled for this morning?
Yes, I'm going to go there shortly.
But you came down here to see me.
I couldn't let you go in on a surgery without a visit from me.
Did Tony ask you to come here?
Do you think I need someone to ask me to come and visit the man I love?
Perhaps if you didn't know it was the last time you'd see him as a whole man.
I do love you. But I won't stand for this sort of negative thinking.
You couldn't possibly love me, not now, not in the condition that I'm in.
You once told me that you never welched on your promises. Now, do you still stand by that?
I suppose.
Well, you promised me and Robin that we would go to Scotland. Well, I want to go to Scotland. And I want you to teach Robin how to ride a pony.
She'll understand that the circumstances have changed.
Stop that! Stop it. Nothing's changed.
Yes, it has, Anna. Now, why don't you face it? I am paralyzed from the waist down. I may never walk again. And even if the surgery is successful, I will still go to jail.
Is that what all this is about?
And that's what all of this is about. I won't let you ruin your life waiting for me.
You are going to walk after this surgery because we are going to have a wonderful future together. I love you, Robin loves you, and you want this to work just as much as I do. Now, don't you shut us out. You go into that surgery with hope. And we'll sort out the prison thing later.
Excuse me, please. It's time to prep you for surgery, Duke.
I'll be here when you come out.
Huh? Thank you.
I love you.
How'd it go?
Well, I gave it my best shot. The rest is up to him.
Well, right now, you've got a really important battle of your own to fight. We have a meeting with the review board, and I don't think we should keep them waiting.
You're late.
Oh, I'm sorry. It couldn't be helped.
Urgent personal business.
Yes.
Listen, you've managed to allow your personal life to interfere with your work ever since the day you took this job.
That's not true, sir.
Look, could we hold this until we get into the board meeting?
I suggest we allow the hearing to continue on a professional level, Ken.
Thank you, Robert. But I can fight my own battles. The mayor knows as well as I do that I have never mixed up my personal and professional life.
Well, I hope you can substantiate that before the review board. Otherwise, we'll be looking for 2 jobs instead of 1. Ramsey's and yours.
I'm sorry you had to hear that. I tried to calm him down.
It's not your fault, Guy.
All right,
I know what he is like under pressure.
I'll tell him you're ready to come in.
Thank you, Guy. Hey, look, don't let Morgan get to you. He's just protecting his political image. If the review board finds in your favor, you'll be back in your corner soon enough.
I miss Robin.
Me too.
Yeah. You made arrangements to bring her back yet?
It's in the works.
Maybe we should wait a while until all this is blown over. I'd hate her to come back and her mother's out of a job and her uncle's and...
I have an assistant in too many surgeries where the entry's been through the back.
It's not uncommon. Just the anesthesiologist has to take special precautions.
I remember from medical class that there has to be an open airway.
That's why the patient has an endotracheal tube. Now, this operation is itself delicate. The bullet is lodged in the tissue near the vertebrae.
And the proximity to the vertebrae increased the possibility of further nerve damage.
Yeah, but if we can get the bullet out without too much damage, we're home free.
Looks like the bullet has shifted.
Yeah, in the early x-rays, it was between the L4 and the L5. It is now shifted down toward the spine. We may have to perform a laminectomy, which I was hoping to avoid.
Does that decrease Duke's chances?
They're 40% now. Let's get started. Scalpel?
What you're talking about. We gotta get rid of him.
I'm just asking
Look,
that you
our
give the guy a
union's
break.
been getting a lot of bad press. The whole city's waiting to find out how we handle this situation.
All right, fine. Wait a second. But why let them think that the dock workers union can't take care of its own?
Lavery was never one of us.
We elected him. That made him one of us, for better or for worse.
Oh, come on, Tom. It never gets worse. We have to do something about him. He used our pension fund to launder dirty money.
Money that he tried to put back. Look, I know Duke Lavery. He wouldn't have tried to steal anything from anyone.
His mob connections alone are enough to convince me to get rid of him. Look, do you know what the public thinks about us? They think we're just like him.
I don't think that's so bad. Look, Duke Lavery was instrumental in stopping the mob connections here in Port Charles. I think there are a lot worse people you can socialize with.
Hey, guys. I had my doubts from the beginning about Duke, but I changed my mind. I don't know why I changed my mind. Because he saved Robert Scorpio's life, that's why.
That man has worked hard for this union. You remember when there was all this pressure to bring in outside workers to come in and finish the fisherman's village?
Oh, come on, let's not make some kind of a hero out of him, will you? Duke Lavery is nothing more than a mouthpiece for the mob.
You just knocked it off.
That man went out on a limb for you. Look, he saved local union jobs. He wouldn't let the mob workers in. Now, that's got to count for something.
Hey, he stole our pension money.
Money that he put back.
Yeah, and as
Put
soon
it
as
back
he
in
did,
union
the
fund.
mob borrowed it back.
Look, all that money is sitting right now in the new dock workers' bank, right? I mean, if you want, I will subpoena that money and get it right back in your hands anytime you want.
Terrific.
You know what I think you ought to do?
What's that?
I think you ought to beat the mob at its own game. I think you ought to take over that bank. I think you ought to make it kind of a credit union for the members.
Jake's right. This mob wanted everyone to believe that was going to happen. Well, you guys are in a perfect position to make it really happen.
Not a bad idea.
Without Duke Lavery, there wouldn't even be a bank.
All right, we'll think about it.
Good. The charges against Chief Anna Devane are as follows. Chief Devane helped an accused felon, Duke Lavery, escape from police custody. She was responsible for the loss of her police-owned vehicle. She hampered the police investigation of the accused escaped criminal. And she was involved non-police personnel in police matters. Lastly, she falsified police records concerning the death of the prisoner, Damon Grendel. You may be seated.
There seems to be no end to the charges against Chief Devane.
It can all be explained, sir.
We will need a full explanation of these serious and extensive charges.
I think we all agree that Chief Devane should be allowed to defend herself.
By all means.
I found myself in a very extraordinary situation. As you know, my co-chief, Bert Ramsey, was head of the local mob ring here in Port Charles. Now, I had to draw on my own initiative to handle this situation.
We've got rules about that sort of thing.
I know you have rules, and they're very good rules, sir, but I had to throw Ramsey off base. That is why I used non-police personnel. I mean, as soon as I had enough evidence against Ramsey, then I brought in the key police personnel.
Well, I think we all sitting at this table realize that's the truth. We all know that.
We know your intentions were good, Chief. It's your technique That's in question.
It makes a mockery of everything we teach at the academy.
Of course, Chief Devane was not a graduate of our academy.
That's correct. She graduated from the WSB. And you don't get any better than that, I want to know. I went through the same program. I also recommended Chief Devane for her current job.
Did the WSB train you to get rid of expensive cars by driving them into lakes?
Actually, yes.
Are you saying that Chief Devane purposefully ditched her car in the lake?
Yes.
Do you have any idea how much that car cost the city?
I think the end result justified the expense.
Would you show that replacement estimate to the rest of the board?
Of course.
What the hell are you trying to do?
Just play along.
No, you're going to get me fired.
Look, I'm baiting the hook, WSB style.
You may continue, Mr. Scorpio. We're all at the edge of our seats.
Now, I know what it's like to have to make snap decisions. Decisions which sometimes affect more than one person, sometimes thousands. In this particular case, an entire city. Anna Devane here elected to make one of those decisions when she took on the mob. It was her idea to have the mob's money dumped into an alternate manhole. I also watched as she conned a group of mobsters into a passive surrender by use of a multimedia setup, using a dead man's voice, Devane Grenville, to indict the mobsters. All right, so the methods are a little unorthodox. I take my hat off to this woman, and I suggest you do the same thing.
Maybe we should start teaching these techniques at the academy.
That's a really good idea. Don't forget about the Bulgarian connection.
Oh, yeah. The Bulgarian connection. And this was a rather famous WSB case that Anna and I worked on together. As a matter of fact, she used the same basic plan then as she did in this particular case.
Mm-hmm.
This is all very interesting. Perhaps the board should adjourn and discuss the merits of the case at some other time.
Well, not so fast, Ken. I'd just like to remind everybody here that it was my recommendation that got Miss Devane her current job as police chief. I stand behind that recommendation, and I'd like you to take that into account when you cast a vote which is going to affect her future position within this noble department.
Thank you for coming, Commissioner.
That's ex-commissioner.
Thank you very much for your time, gentlemen. Thank you.
Wait a minute. There's one thing I almost forgot. This is for you, Mr. Mayor.
What is it?
It's a letter from the head of the WSB according me full jurisdiction over Port Charles to counteract the mob infiltration here. Now, part of the deal was that I work with ex-agent Devane in an undercover capacity. Taking into account the international impact of these arrests, the WSB has elected to give the Port Charles Police Department a badge of merit.
It has. Wait till the papers get hold of this. Well, maybe this is what the department needs to get over the bad vibes we've been getting from the community about this Bert Ramsey thing.
Let me just see what it says here.
It's all there in black and white, Mr. Mayor.
Well, it says here that the WSB wants me to personally come to Washington to accept the award.
Now, don't you think it's going to be a touch embarrassing if the person largely responsible for this honor for the department is unceremoniously dumped off the force?
Mr. Mayor, I suggest we ask Mr. Scorpio and Chief Devane to wait in the corridor while we discuss this matter in private.
Good idea. That's a sensible way to handle the matter.
Eighth floor, please. I want to find out how Duke is.
He's probably in surgery.
Yeah. Hello, this is Anna Devane here. I was wondering if I could get some information on how Duke Lavery is. Yes. Yeah, I do realize that it's very unusual for you to give information like that over the phone. However, this is a very special case. Still in the operation. Thank you.
They won't tell you anything.
No. He's still in surgery. They said it was a rather crucial point in the operation.
Sponge?
Sam? Sponge?
How are his vital signs?
Good. Skill. All right. Now the bullet is definitely pressing against the nerve here. We're gonna have to do a laminectomy. Once I get the bone fragments out, we can remove the bullet before it causes permanent damage to the spine.
Can you be certain the bullet hasn't already done damage?
There's no way I'm gonna know that until I get in there.
Hang in there, friend.
That is taking me so long in there.
Well, there's bound to be some debate over you.
Yes, but I promised Duke I would be there as soon as he came out of the operation.
You'll be in the recovery room when he wakes up.
I want to be there the moment he comes to.
Anna, they're deciding your future in there right this minute.
Nothing is more important to me right now than not disappointing Duke.
Look, you can't leave. They may have more questions.
Duke.
I know.
I love him.
I know that too.
Let's see if we can remove this section of the vertebrae. Loop. All right, you can't see this, but there's only the distance of a hair between the spinal cord and the bullet right here. Where do we sign
I
here?
feel a lot better now. Well, good. That's what this file's for. Sorry. Sorry. It's still too early to go to the airport, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Well, I've done all of my work here, and I really would like to hear all the news. I cannot believe that Duke Lavery is alive. And the newspapers are full of stories about you, Frisco.
Well, he was wonderful, wasn't he?
I was just part of it. Duke was a hero.
And Anna Devane is in trouble now?
The police board is deciding right now. They ought to be giving her a medal as opposed to deciding whether or not to fire her.
Oh, this is a mess.
Yeah, well, the important one is Duke right now.
Yeah, I keep forgetting you used to work for him.
Yeah.
Well, actually, we both did. You know, Claudia might be willing to help out.
You know I'm willing to help. With what? Tell me.
Duke has lost his club, and a bunch of us are getting together to try to take it over until we find out what's going on with him. The opening night's going to be a benefit for Duke Lavery.
He's going to be needing a lot of money.
Okay, well, put me down for a couple tickets.
Well.
Yeah, well, thanks.
Look, I have been thinking about this.
What's that?
Well, I know he helped save Robert's life, and he saved your lives, too. But he was part of a mob. They were trying to take over Port Charles.
Right. Well, many months ago, he tried to report the mob to the police, but he went to the wrong person. Bert Ramsey.
You're kidding. Honey, you put me down for 4 tickets, and better still, I'll sell a few here at the spot.
We have to get to the airport. Get Robin to General Hospital as soon as possible. Bye-bye.
Okay, see you later.
Hold steady. Hold it. Okay. Wash and label it. It's evidence for the Charles Police Department.
How does it look?
There's heavy swelling around the spinal cord. There's also compression of tissue in the nerves.
Damage to the muscle tissue?
Yeah, we got some severe damage. We got to clean it out. If infection gets into the spinal cord, it's going to be trouble for Duke.
He's still in
surgery.
Any word on how he's doing?
No, but he's alive. Take comfort in the fact that he's going to come through this.
I'm holding on to that for dear life.
Yeah, me too. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him.
The board has reached a decision. Listen, please.
I'm going to be with you.
Come on, then.
Would you have a seat, please?
I'd rather stand, thank you.
Captain Lewis? Yes, sir. Since you're the senior policeman here, I suggest that you read the charges and the decision on each charge.
Yes, sir. You ready, Chief?
Yes.
Okay, on the charge of aiding the said prisoner, Duke Lavery, to escape police custody, cleared. Loss of police car, cleared. Hampering the police investigation of the escaped criminal, cleared. Involving non-police personnel in police matters, cleared. Falsification of police records concerning the death of the prisoner, Damon Grenville, cleared. You're cleared, Chief.
Hey, did you hear that? I can't tell you how happy I am, Chief.
Thank you.
I couldn't see myself working for anybody but you, Anna. Chief.
Yes.
You did one hell of a job, Chief.
Oh, I'm speechless.
I'm with you all the way now, Chief. I've got a question
What?
for the mayor.
Oh, yes, Scorpio?
Was the decision unanimous?
Yes, the decision was unanimous.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. It means a lot to me, your support.
You know, the chief had to keep me in the dark for a while, but I'll tell you, I was impressed as hell about those WSB tactics.
Me too.
Tell you the truth, if I was still teaching at the academy, I'd want to incorporate a WSB course into the curriculum.
Is there any reason why we can't start now?
Chief, could you help us set up some classes?
I would be delighted.
Scorpio, could you give some lectures?
Well, someday perhaps, but not this trip.
I would love to stay and talk, gentlemen, but I really promised Duke that I would be there when he came out of surgery, so if you'd excuse me.
They're going to call, I promise.
I know.
And I think there are some changes we should discuss, some changes within the Port Charles Police Department, and some changes that's going to affect your future, Mr. Devane.
Oh, Buzz. Hello, Jesse.
Yes, Chief.
Tony and Yank out of surgery yet?
No.
I read your report on those two doctors and what they did. I'm going to have to rake them over the coals. I can't believe what they've done.
Steve, when you stand them up against the wall, I hope you'll remember that once in a while in the past, you and I broke some rules.
We've never falsified a death certificate.
Well, no, we haven't done that, but we've done a lot of things that other people wouldn't have thought of doing.
Don't you realize that the amount of trouble this could cause us? Times have changed, Jesse.
I know they have. I just hope we haven't.
Buzz, don't you agree that what Yank and Tony did is serious?
It's very serious.
Yank's in terrible trouble.
Yeah, so is Tony.
I wonder if there's anything that can be done.
A student nurse up against Dr. Hardy, you crazy?
Yank's gonna need someone big on his side. He's just a resident.
Yeah, like who, though?
I'm thinking. Yes.
What?
I've got to find Frisco and Felicia. Maybe they can talk Robert Scorpio into helping out.
Well, in an odd way, I think some of what has happened here in Port Charles rests on my shoulders.
No.
You can't mean the mob activity.
Yes, I do. When you made the pitch for Anna to take your place here, I didn't feel totally confident about her WSB background. So I named Captain Ramsey the co-chief of police because of his Port Charles police training. Now look at the mistake that I made.
Yeah, but at the time you made that decision about Bert, he was a good cop. It was later that the stress got to him.
Worse than stress, I'd say.
Well, it was total burnout. I mean, I've seen that happen with people in the WSB, but he'll make it back.
Well, I think you're being very kind to me as well as to Ramsey. But there's another reason that I wanted you alone for a minute. And I'm glad you're here, Robert, since it was your idea in the first place.
Well, I've had a couple of ideas lately. Which one are we talking about?
Making Anna Devane sole chief of police.
Mr. Mayor.
You risked your life for it.
I'm very proud of you.
Oh, Robert.
Well, I hope you're going to accept this assignment.
Mr. Mayor, you have made me an offer that I really can't refuse.
Good. Yes.
Well, I've got a message for you, Chief.
What is it?
Duke Lavery will be out of surgery in about 15 minutes.
Yeah, but this was sent over when I was told to bring it to you.
Looks like a slug.
No,
The one meant for me.
I'll never forget that.
Me either.
I'll mark it and take it to the office in the morning.
Mommy, Daddy!
Hey!
Oh,
sweetie pie. Hi. Thanks for picking her up at the airport.
Well, I mean, I didn't expect you until...
Well, there was a little surprise I thought you might like.
Robert.
Daddy called me in Mexico and said that I was to come early, so I'd be a big surprise.
Well, you are that, and you look great.
Sean's friends were very nice to me.
Were they?
Yes, and she came loaded down with presents.
With presents?
Everyone.
Really?
And for Uncle Duke, too. But how come we're meeting here in the hospital?
Let me just have a little word with you over here. Will you excuse us, please? Of course. Sit down, darling. Okay. Sit down. Now, listen to this. I'll make this very brief, because we might get interrupted. But I do want you prepared.
What happened?
Oh, darling, your Uncle Duke saved your daddy's life.
Oh, he did?
Yes.
Oh, then he's a good person like I always thought.
Yes, he is, sweetheart, but while he was saving your father's life, he got hurt. And so he's having a little operation now, and that's what we're all waiting for.
Well, will he?
Sweetheart, it's serious, but they've removed the bullet, and they're bringing him out soon, so that means that he's well and alive.
Oh, is he going to be all right?
No, we'll just have to pray a lot tonight.
I could start right now.
Well, yes, you could. You can put your hands together, and we'll pray together.
So the board cleared Anna?
All charges.
You know how happy that makes me.
There's a little bit more.
What is it?
Well, it's no longer co-chief. It's now chief of Port Charles. I tell you, you should have been there to see Morgan try and schmooze her. It was brilliant. Anna, Robin?
Duke. Tony, is he all right?
I can't tell yet, not for a day or two.
Duke, we're all here for you. Wait here.
So glad I found you.
Dr. Hardy cannot take it out on Tony and Yank. It was my fault. We argued all afternoon. I'm the one who talked Tony into doing
Terrible.
this. I can't believe it. He's got to be made to understand that that phony death certificate was done in the name of the law. Here's Duke Lavery's chart. He can be moved to his room in a few hours.
Great.
Tony!
Have you been called in by Dr. Hardy yet?
No.
Well, don't look so worried, Jane.
I can't help it.
Do you know if Dr. Hardy read the file that Buzz put out on the phony death certificate?
No, there's no way my dad would do that.
Hold it, Sandy. It's his job. He didn't have a choice about this.
Dr. Chung, Dr. Jones, I want to see you in my office staff. Monica, I want you there, too.
Oh, come on.
I want you there.
Dr. Hardy, you've got to listen to me.
No, I don't have to listen to you.
Dr. Hardy, please. This has nothing to do with Tony and Yank. You have to understand that.
You're not on staff here, Frisco. Your brother is, and so is Yank. What's more, your brother's a senior staff member. He should have known better. My office.
Tony Yank, I'm sorry.
You don't have to say anything, Buzz, all right? Thank you for trying to help me. I appreciate it. Robert's the only one who can help us.
Do I detect red hair on my shoulder? Could this be? Yes, it is my favorite redhead.
I hope I am.
Bobby, baby, sugar, sweetie, sit, please.
I haven't seen you since you almost got shot to death.
Yeah, well, I'm nothing if not a survivor. I guess that applies to both of us.
How's Anna holding up with all of this?
She's with Robin at the moment. I think she's washing her face.
It's a rough situation. They both love Duke so much, and Duke adores Robin.
Hello. Hi, Anna. Hi. It's nice to see you, Bobby.
Do you think you could come over to Brownstone for a visit soon? It'd be real nice if you could come. Yes, you'd love to. You take care, okay?
Yeah.
I have to go over there.
Well,
Uncle Duke saved your life, didn't he?
yes, he did.
Now everybody knows that he's really a good person, don't they?
Some people do. Some people.
beautiful family, isn't it?
Yes, it is.